There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of taking out hordes of the undead in a great zombie game. Oh, come on! And that's why plenty of gamers are excited for this week's launch of Dead Island 2. But maybe you'd rather play something with a bigger open world, deeper RPG mechanics, or even just something that's a lot cheaper than $60. If you're looking for an alternative to the latest and greatest zombie shooter, we've got you covered. Don't play Dead Island 2, play these games instead. The remake of Resident Evil 4 isn't just the best Resident Evil game ever, it's straight up one of the best shooters of all time. By building on the genre-defining classic from 2005, Capcom has crafted a tightly designed horror shooter hybrid that leaves you both terrified and pumped full of adrenaline from taking on some truly disgusting monsters. Of course, everyone's already heard of Resident Evil 4, and you don't need us to tell you that this game is an undisputed masterpiece. But trust us, stick around a little longer and you might find some of the most unique and original games even in this already overpopulated genre. And who knows, hopefully you'll find your next perfect zombie game to play. Dead Island 2 may have the name and number attached, but Dying Light and its sequel are true spiritual successors to the original Dead Island. That's because Dying Light games were created by Techland, the developer behind the first Dead Island. With Dying Light 2, Stay Human, Techland has created a truly massive open-world zombie experience with deep RPG progression, branching storylines, and really exciting parkour-based exploration. And if the first Dying Light is anything to go off of, Techland will likely continue supporting Dying Light 2 with both paid and free DLC updates for many years to come. Death Road to Canada is an old-school roguelike that gives players a randomly generated cast of misfits every time they start up the game. This game came out way back in 2016, but it's still receiving updates with new weapons, characters, and insane scenarios to encounter as you try to survive a deadly road trip to Canada. With so much content and everything randomized, you'll never know what to expect on your journey. Project Zomboid may not be as action-packed as Dead Island 2 or many of the other entries on this list, but it's almost certainly the deepest game. This intense survival game has you looting abandoned cities, running from overpowered zombies, and desperately trying to stay alive in a world overrun by the undead. And best of all, you can do it in all solo or in multiplayer servers with up to 100 other players. Come on, who doesn't want to kill a ton of zombies with 99 other people? That just sounds amazing. Stories from the Outbreak just launched in early access last month, but we're already impressed by the addictive roguelike. It may not have the beautiful next-gen graphics of Dead Island 2, but the pixel art style is very nicely detailed, and the deep turn-based gameplay will have you fighting for survival for many hours to come. The Walking Dead is one of the most popular zombie franchises of all time, and way back in 2012, it got one of the best zombie games of all time. Telltale's Walking Dead series was released in 4 separate seasons, each with between 4 and 6 episodes. But for our money, the first season is still the best. The relationship between protagonists Lee Everett and Clementine, the little girl he's trying to protect, is beautifully developed. And if the emotional ending doesn't have you tearing up just a little, you may just be undead yourself.
I'm sorry, man.
As the spiritual successor to Valve's much-loved Left 4 Dead series, Back 4 Blood features some of the most intense, challenging co-op zombie slaughter of any game on the list. Back 4 Blood launched in a rough state in 2021, but developer Turtle Rock Studios has released plenty of updates and 3 big paid expansions since then. The game is in a much better place now, and it's absolutely worth giving a shot if you got 3 buddies willing to join you, especially if you can get it on sale.
Put it all to the ground.
2020's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War isn't the most recent game in the series, but it is the most recent one developed by Treyarch, the studio that created Call of Duty's beloved Zombies mode. Black Ops Cold War also happens to feature one of the best iterations of zombie modes so far, with larger maps than ever before and the ability to choose between different characters with unique perks. Ever one of the mow down legions of the undead as Rambo? Yeah, you could do that in Cold War. Did you discover a new game? We hope so. With all that said, Dead Island 2 isn't a bad game by any means, but it might not be for everyone, and that's what this list is for. Thanks for watching. Click this video to watch our top 5 most anticipated games of 2023. I'll give you a hint. Dead Island 2 wasn't one of them.